This is Bamiyan, the place of shining light. Bamiyan is the largest province in the Hazaras region of Afghanistan and is the cultural capital of the Hazara ethnic group that predominates in the area.
هزارها یکی از قدیمی ترین ساکنان افغانستان بوده. دلایل گوناگون در این مورد داریم. یک دلیل این است که وقتی آریایی ها در سرزمین خراسان که مثلا افغانستان امروز هم بخشی از اون هست آمدن، در کتاب اوستا اینا هم بومی ها را این قسمی توصیف میکنه که بومی های این سرزمین با زبان حرف می زدن که آریایی ها با او زبان آشنایی نداشتن و اونها مردمانی بوده قد کوتاه، گره کرده، چارشانه با صورتهای گرد و بینی پهن و چشمای کوچک و کمربند چرمین هم به کمرشان میبسته، به کشاورزی و دامداری آشنا بودند.
Bamiyan has several famous historical sites, including the famous Buddha statues with more than 3,000 surrounding caves.
هزارها از نگاه تاریخی مراحل گوناگونی را طی کرده. زمانی بوده که هزارها اکثریت قومی خراسان و زمان را تشکیل میدادن، اکثریت را، و بارها اتفاق افتاده که حکومت و قدرت و سلطنت هم به دست هزارها یا به دست ترک ها بودن که با هزارها از یک قوم، از یک نژاد هست. ولی از حدود 250 سال اخیر به بعد حکومت به دست پشتونها قرار میگیره و اینم جنگ در طول حکومت اونها هم جنگ های بسیار خونینی رخ میده، مخصوصا دوره امیر عبدالرحمن. دیگه سراسر افغانستان یک پارچه آتش بود و قتل و کشتار بود، مخصوصا هزارجات. تقریبا حدود 60% مردم هزاره زمان امیر عبدالرحمن قتل عام شدن، آواره شدن، سرزمیناشون غرق شد و به سخت‌ترین گرفتاری هایی که برای یک ملت ممکنه پیش بیاد گرفتار شدن.
Many families and young people have been affected by war. This video shows an elderly couple still suffering trauma from war during the 1980s. Even though they suffered profoundly, there is still love and care giving them hope.
آدم حیرت میکنه که هیچ وجدان بیداری، حداقل هیچ چشمی نبوده ببینن که اینا از توان حتی ملتی که از نظر اقتصادی بسیار توانمند باشه برآمده نیست. چطور میتونه از ملتی برآمده باشه که هیچ چی درشون نمونده؟ اینا تبعات فراوان داشت. متاسفانه از همه حقوق محروم ماندن، از شرکت در تصامیم بزرگ کشوری محروم ماندن، از درس و تعلیم محروم ماندن، از کار در شعبات و خلاصه در ابعاد مختلفه. آنچه که زندگی در یک کشور به عنوان تبع، آنچه که زندگی به عنوان یک جامعه ایجاد میکنه، از همه اینو محروم بودن، همیشه تهمت خوردن، همیشه توهین شنیدن.
مردم ما یک مردم سرفرازی است که با برادری با همه ملیت ها میخواهد با برادری زندگی بکنن. یه افغان باشه، تاجیک باشه، ازبک باشه، همه برادرم، حقوق مساوی میخواهد.
The Hazara leader who always fought for peace and justice and to create equal rights for everyone, Abdul Ali Mazari, was killed by Taliban in 1995 because he was fighting for peace and equality amongst all Afghans. In March 2001, the giant Buddha statues were destroyed by Taliban using anti-aircraft guns and artillery. It took them 1 week to destroy statues that had been standing for 2,500 years.
میراث فرهنگی از گذشتگان هست. ملت ها، کشورها میراث فرهنگیشون حفظ میکنه، نه اینکه رو تخریب کنه و نابود کنه. و این که ایره طالبا تخریب کردن به خاطر که شکل و شمایل و هیکل این مجسمه ها بیشتر با مردم هزاره شباهت داشت و چون طالبان میخواستن هر آثار تاریخی که به نحو از آنها مربوط به تاریخ هزاره شهر نابود کنه.
Bandi Amir National Park is Afghanistan's first national park, located in Bamiyan province. Bandi Amir is a series of 6 deep blue lakes separated by natural dams made of travertine. The site of Bandi Amir has been described as Afghanistan's Grand Canyon and draws thousands of tourists every year. It's a place where Afghans put down their differences and picnic, swim, kayak, play and pray together. This is Kabul, the capital of Afghanistan. This vibrant city has a population of approximately 6 million. This is a city of struggle and hardships, but also development. From young to old, everyone in Afghanistan faces challenges in their daily lives most people cannot begin to imagine. The children of Kabul are the hope for Afghanistan's future. The smile on their faces shows the love they have for tomorrow. All they want to have is peace, opportunities and a better education. Rahula Nikpai is a national hero who was awarded Afghanistan's first medal for Taekwondo at the Olympics held in Beijing in 2008. He also won a bronze medal at the 2012 Olympics in London. Rahula is only 26 and as a youth ambassador hopes his medal winning will send a message of peace to his country after 30 years of war.
ما باید با نداشته‌های خود با کمبود امکاناتی که در کشورمون وجود داره کار مثبتی برای کشور انجام بدیم. من هم فرزند این سرزمین هستم. من هم همینجا تمرین کردم و خدا شکر تونستم از مسابقات المپیکی که هیچ کس امید از این نداشت افغانستان صاحب مدال المپیک شد، ما هم تونستیم از مسابقات المپیک مدال بگیریم و افغانستان در طول تاریخ صاحب مدال المپیک کنیم و در تاریخ ثبت کنیم. از طرف من یک پیامی برای از او جوانایی است که با مشکلات بجنگن، مخصوصا جوانای ما که باید ورزش کنن، هم فکرشان آرام است و وقتی که ورزش کنن میتونن در هر عرصه‌ای که هستن، هر فعالیت دیگه‌ای دارن در زندگی خود میتونن دو کارهای خودم به خوبی و خوشی به راحتی برسن و کارهای دیگه خود انجام بدن.
Young Afghans have not had access to education because of family difficulties and financial problems caused by years of conflict.
همه خبر دارن در کشور ما چه ناامنی وجود داره، چه کمبود امکانات وجود داره. ما باید با این مشکلات دست پنجه نرم کنیم تا اینکه به اون هدفی که داریم و میخواهیم برسیم. ببینید یک برنامه‌ریزی خوب باید داشته باشه. بدون برنامه‌ریزی یا بدون هدف جایی رسیدن واقعا مشکل است.
من فروزان کاکر می باشم، محصل سال پنجم اول ژورنالیسم. میخوایم یک ژورنالیست واقعی شم، تمام حقایقی که در جامعه میگذره اونا را به تصویر بکشم. پیام مثلا که کوشش کنه در زندگی خود هر مشکلی که سر راهشون میاد مقابله کنه با هر نوع مشکل، ولی کو مشکل اقتصادی باشه، اجتماعی باشه، فرق نمیکنه، اما باید کوشش کنن که هر نوع مشکل باشه، چی فامیلشون ممانعت میکنه، هر کار که باشه باید کوشش کنن کامیاب باشن.
زن در اونجا ترسیدم، زن میکشن به آسانی یا بگیم بسیار به مشکل میتونه قضیه دنبال شود و کسی به سزای خودش برسه. توهین میشه، بعد هر اتفاق میفته فقط زن گناهکار است. دید اشتباهه. حالا میگن زن از نظر اخلاقی خراب است. آیا که فکر کردن که از نظر اخلاقی به همون میزانی که شما زن رو خراب میدونید، عامل این خرابی که خودی مرد جامعه است.
آرزوی موفقیت میکنم برای تمام افغان‌های عزیز ما که در هر جای از این دنیا حضور دارند یا هستند و به او عده جوانایی که صدای مرا میشنوند یا میبینن آرزوی موفقیت میکنم. کوشش کنین، تلاش کنین، آینده کشور به دست ما جوانان است.
This is Quetta, Pakistan, where many Afghan Hazaras now live. The Hazaras are a tribe who began emigrating to neighbouring countries due to the discrimination and persecution they faced in Afghanistan.
مهاجرت های بسیار زیاد بعد از دوران قتل عام، حالا که از اگر تاریخ اشتباه نکنم از 1888 تا 1892 ادامه یافت. مهاجرت هایی که بعد از صورت گرفت در واقع آدم میتونه ببینه که یک نوع طرح تصفیه‌ای این قوم از سرزمینشان بوده. محرومیت، تحت ستم بودن، حقشان تلف شدن در کشور خودشان، طبعی یک کشور، همیشه امتیازاتشان به قانون و دولت و به کشورشان دادن، اما از کوچکترین امتیاز و از کوچکترین مهربانی و محبت محروم بودن.
Hazaras are targeted victims of discrimination and violence. Around 3,000 Hazara men, women and children have been killed and more than 5,000 injured since 2003. Over recent years, targeted killings continue. Days, weeks and months have become darker for Hazaras, frequently carrying dead bodies on their shoulders.
به یک لحظه حس نشد که اینا انسان هستند، قلب داره و غروری داره و درد میکشند، به زنجیرشان کشیدن.
The mothers grieve for their loved ones, husbands, sons and daughters. Daily living has become a nightmare. Hazaras in Quetta are desperate for justice and peace, but the rest of the world doesn't acknowledge or comprehend their plight or their pain and suffering. This is Melbourne, Australia, one of the cities where many Hazaras have been settling since 2000. These are the persecuted minority who are jumping on boats in desperation to escape what has become a nightmare situation in places like Quetta. Here their dreams are to start a new life free from conflict, discrimination and suicide bombings, and to have access to a comprehensive education system. Ali Ahmadi, a Hazara refugee, moved to Australia in 1999. He has won many awards for bodybuilding. He's an athlete, a martial artist, qualified master trainer and performer. He's been featured on Australia's television program Gladiator, and after this series he was given the name Nomad.
I've been working as a personal trainer, as a fitness instructor since 2004. So basically, my goal has been to improve my health and fitness and help as many others as I can. I came when I was about 14 years old, and this was a challenge because the culture was so different, the language was different, and I didn't know where to start. All I knew was that I wanted to make something of my life. All I knew that because of all the sacrifices that we had made, of all the troubles that our country had gone through, that I was very lucky to have survived so many challenges, to have gone through so many things and have made it here and do something with my life. Hazara community that had to leave their home country because they were persecuted. Because they were persecuted because of their, whether it was religion, whether it was ethnicity, they were targeted, and and so they had no home, they had no future. They basically, it was not a matter of choice, it was a must. It was not like, oh, I think I should get out of my country and go find somewhere better. No, it was like, I must do this, because if I don't survive, the next generation is not going to survive. So it was a matter, not only for me, for all the Hazara community, that they went, whether they went to Pakistan, to Iran, to Europe, to America, to Australia, wherever they have gone, whether it's in Australia, whether it's in Europe, wherever they were given a chance, they have done something positive. I actually believe we have a lot of talent. I believe there is a lot of potential in all of us. We just need to let that talent flourish. We just need to allow that to grow. Right now, we're only suppressing ourselves by suppressing the females, whether it be in sports or any other profession. Female rights, I believe, need to be improved, need to be brought up. I believe, like Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, once said, that whether female or man, everybody has the right to be educated. Everybody has the right to grow and to improve. So, I believe that we could improve upon that, and by improving upon the rights of the females, we could improve our whole nation. The society's role, especially in our society, there is a big factor. Society can either encourage you or discourage you. Our society especially, if they start to pay more attention in encouraging our youth towards health, towards betterment, towards education, towards their future, letting their creativity flow, letting them decide what they really want to do instead of enforcing their ideas on them, I believe we need to grow and adapt with time.
I came from Afghanistan in 2005. I graduated from VCE in 2013 from Narwar South P12 College. I endeavored to study at Monash, the Bachelor of Biomedical Science. In the future, I'd like to become a doctor. I can see like every year there are more and more young people achieving great things and becoming great people. In the future, I do see a very successful and happy youth generation.
In Melbourne, there are Afghan girl and boy soccer teams that often play in tournaments. Young Hazara girls are interested in sports and they love it. It gives them a sense of equality, and sports are a good way of socialising. Yasir Husseini is a student at Adelaide University and an Australian national table tennis player who studies hard and is passionate about sport.
Yasir came into our squad about 3 or 4 years ago. He started playing locally in South Australia, and one of our coaches over there identified him as being a very good player, and so he attended our national games. He then became selected in our Australian team, he's a very valuable member of our squad. Certainly, well, I'd encourage any players and their parents too to get involved in a sport, not necessarily table tennis, but a sport. We've had this group together for probably 5 to 6 years now, and the support they have for one another, the support they get from their local clubs and their states is fantastic. And there are opportunities. Some of these people just went to Thailand for a tournament. Most are going to Canberra, and the confidence, the fitness levels they can attain in that time, and most importantly, the lifelong friends they make is so important.
As a kid, I was always trying to be normal. I was always trying to do what the other kids did. With my disability, it's very tough, but I always wanted to have a go at something. And I tried table tennis, and the child is very sensitive. If you treat the child differently, then he's always going to have different attitudes towards different things. Luckily for me, I've always been brought up in a family where my mum's always treated me the same, my brother's always treated me the same. So I don't think I'm different. In my mind, I don't think I'm different. People thought that I could do it, and then I saw myself improving, and then I have the belief now that I can do it.
Zia Atahi studies at the Photography Studies College, Melbourne, Australia. Zia is a talented photographer who's passionate about art.
I was interested in art from my childhood. Art is very important for me because throughout art I can bring a lot of stories. I can tell my stories and I can represent my culture and especially bring out all those realities to a certain point. My message to all those people in the community around the world, especially to the youths, is to continue about your interest, whether you have interest in art or anything. And also my message from the community and also from the society, especially the parents, is to support and encourage your child because their interest can actually get them to a certain level in their future. As there is a quote, it's mentioned that a nation is always alive when its art and culture is alive.
Have a dream. Make your life meaningful and follow it persistently until you make it happen, until there is no other way, until there is no other choice, until you make that happen.
I'm Hamid Ahmadi. I'm 14 years old. I study at Narrawarrah South P12 College. I come from Afghanistan. I lived in Australia since 2005. My two goals are, one, to finish school, get into university and be an engineer. And the second one is to be a taekwondo champ because I like taekwondo. I go to taekwondo club 3 times a week. I like my family and because of the support they give me and they treat me full of love. I'm very lucky to live in a country like Australia. Some other kids in the other countries like in Afghanistan, they can't live like our life. I wish there was peace in countries like Afghanistan.
There's been a great deal of suffering endured by previous generations of Hazaras who have gone through particular difficulties. A new hope for peace and stability is now invested in Afghanistan's next generation, who do not have blood on their hands.